Okay, so yes, we're going to talk a little bit about restorative yoga. It's going to be a short video because if I really explained everything about restorative yoga, we'd be here for a really long time. But I just want to give you a quick summary so you understand what's happening in you when you do the class with me. So we live in this really crazy world where we wear this ridiculous sheriff's badge of honor that if we are stressed and we're constantly moving and we're constantly doing things, then we're being productive and we deserve everything that we have. And when we do nothing, well, we've just learned to call it lazy and put a negative connotation to the idea of doing nothing. So we actually literally struggle to do nothing. But the problem with that is that our body needs to do nothing. Every day, our body needs moments of complete relaxation when we are literally doing nothing. And by nothing, I don't mean like reading a book or eating a lollipop or just none of that. It's literally doing nothing because our body is made up of a lot of, a central nervous system, a peripheral nervous system. But part of that system is a nervous system that encompasses our parasympathetic nervous system and our sympathetic nervous system. And our sympathetic nervous system is where we tend to live every single day. It's our flight or fight system. It's the system that when it kicks in, we get all this adrenaline to our muscles, we're pumped up, we're active, we're moving. And there's good stress, which we need to be creative, but then there's chronic bad stress, which is continual stress that we find ourselves in. And our parasympathetic nervous system is our calming system. It's the system that slows down our heartbeat. It's the system that slows down our body. And when our body slows down and is in this system, our digestive system works, our immune system works, our blood sugar is regulated, we sleep. We are healthy people, but we don't spend a lot of time in this hand. We're always in this hand. And so what restorative yoga aims to do is, it feels weird because when you're in poses, the goal is to feel no sensation at all and to fill all the gaps between your body and the earth. And what that allows your body to do is to completely relax. And then it allows your mind to relax. And once you are in this hand, your parasympathetic nervous system, and your body starts to relax, our body has an incredible innate ability to heal itself. And that system kicks in because our body is magic. It's absolutely incredible when you learn about it. The systems in it to make us happy and healthy and fit and resilient to diseases and sicknesses. And that only happens when we're in this hand. And that is what restorative yoga aims to do, is to bring us back to this. And while it's doing that, what it's actually doing is it's repatterning our brain and our pathways, and it's reteaching us to relax. It's teaching our body to balance the two systems, to not always be in this one. And what happens in restorative yoga, a lot of things come up, and it's fine. Things should come up instead of being buried inside of you, thoughts and things about our past or worries. But what we try and teach you in that class is to not give those thoughts and emotions judgments, but to look at it as an observer and to release it and to understand that by holding on to it, it is really determining how you act and you're behaving. And so in restorative yoga, we start to recreate pathways in our brain so we become less reactive beings. Because when we're in this hand, in the sympathetic, crazy hand, when anything happens, we're reacting with our reactive limbic brain. And that limbic reactive brain is filled with everything that we've ever been conditioned with. So we don't think. Something happens, we react. Something happens, we react. And then we end up looking like this. So when you get into this system and we start to repattern our pathways, what happens is when something happens, the message just doesn't go to our emotional brain, but it goes to our frontal cortex, and we start to think it. And we start to be rational and logical and contemplative, and therefore our reaction becomes a calmer one, and we don't end up in our system. So, there's so many incredible benefits to our nervous system and therefore to all of our other systems in doing restorative yoga. And you don't have to do the whole class. And what I mean by that is you can take 2 poses out of the class and just do them at night before you go to bed. So if you find that you're a person that tends to be more calm and lethargic and really find it hard to like motivate yourself and move yourself, then choose any 2 poses and do them each for 3 minutes, and do them before you go to bed. And if you find you're like a hyperactive person and you're already moving and you're like kind of living your life in a disco stance, then take 1 pose and do it for 7 minutes and 10 minutes, and do that 1 pose every single night. It's not an instant. To repattern our body after years and years of reacting the same way takes time, but it will change. I am a testament of that. It's unbelievable how it will change. So you can either do the whole class, you can take some poses out of it. The most important thing in those classes is make sure that you don't feel sensation in the body, and that whatever is coming up for you, that you're not judging it, you're just allowing it to come up. And make sure you do it in a room where you feel safe and you feel warm and you feel comfortable. Yeah, so that's just a very short thing. But the last thing I want to say is something that we don't understand is when we're in this hand, when we are under chronic stress, and chronic stress is the repetitive negative thoughts and emotions in our brain, there's a whole lot of stuff happening in our body, and the biggest thing is the release of a hormone called cortisol. And when cortisol is continually released in our brain, what happens is everything starts to shut down. We get indigestion, we get acid reflux, our immune system shuts down, it affects our sexual activity, it affects our skin, it affects our sleeping, our memory. We're more prone to get sick, we're more prone to depression, anxiety, diabetes. So all of that stuff happens. So there's a lot of stuff that probably happens to you and you go to a doctor and they can't figure it out. Well, yeah, it's because it's stress. So restorative is very, very important. And that's just a little clip on what restorative yoga is. And the best time to do it is at night and with low lights, so it will help you go to sleep. But if you work in a really, really high stress environment and you find that you're going to work and you're being reactive and stressed from the minute you walk through the door, then maybe when you wake up in the morning, do 1 pose, because it'll set you in your mind to go through your day in a healthier way, in a calmer way than in a reactive way, and as opposed to yeah. So if you have any questions at all about the class or when you should do them or anything at all, just send me a WhatsApp or an email or a message, and I will definitely guide you through it, because for a long time I didn't know what restorative was, and then I did this brain course and I was like, oh my god, why is the world not doing more restorative yoga? Why are we not just spending more time relaxing? Okay, thank you. Bye.